What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Another edition Holy Try Football Podcast. Week 8 preview. It's me, A.Y. Country from the Commonwealth of Beautiful State, capital of the Red State, Pennsylvania. To my west, D-Berg. What's up?
It's amazing what happens when your best player is available.
Look, I'll tell you what,
Hi.
H2P is looking pretty nice.
Thinking Charlotte.
Still not.
Kent to my east. What's up?
Still working our way through the grieving process. Not sure which stage we're on now, but I think it's acceptance. Onwards and upwards.
Forced acceptance by way of the Northwestern.
I think the way things were and the way that he was and had all his family there, I feel like this had been done before the Northwestern game.
Okay.
I think wheels were in motion. Or at least they were basically set even before the Northwestern game. That might have lit the fuse, but I think all the dynamite was stacked already.
House of Dynamite, new film coming out this year. Could have some crossover there. What was I guess take us through Saturday a little bit.
Yeah, it's
Pre-game,
pregame. I think people were
during and then after.
Nobody was thinking about the game. Downtown, everybody's there for homecoming, just excited for festivities, get a couple of drinks in you, tailgating scene, everybody's excited. Not a murmur of the game, the team, what anyone thought would happen. I think people were willfully just trying to keep that up as far away as possible and not dealing with it. Obviously, when game time came around, I think there's heavy boos for Franklin in the pregame introductions, and went from there. They went right down, or they got the ball right back from Northwestern first drive, went down the field, was able to run the ball a little bit, got to first, second, and goal, and Drew immediately threw an interception, and we were off to the races from there. Boos were early and often, and I've never, ever felt anything that toxic before. Definitely not in a Penn State football game, and you felt it. It's I wouldn't have guessed that they would have fired him right then and there the day later. But I mean, you saw the writing on the wall. So I guess if you got to do it, you do it. You don't wait to do something that needs to be done. And they dropped the axe right then and there. Sad that it's the way it went out. I think there's been a lot of toxicity, obviously, and for many years, not just this year. But Franklin's had to deal with the stigma and the labels for years. And in the beginning, it was not full acceptance from the Paterno acolytes out there, the believers. He's had to fight an uphill battle for the better part of the last decade as far as unlocking different resources and things like that. And these last couple of years he has. It's a shame.
In comparison, sorry, I didn't say anything the last episode. In comparison to who exactly?
In comparison to
you can't give a poor story when you have more resources like 90% of the teams.
Right. No, it's
I mean, like it's pretty frustrating to hear like, oh yeah, well, we got the yeses now. It's like whoever they swap in here has a pretty high floor built in.
Right. And whoever's coming in has quote unquote the full backing of
whatever the hell that means.
Whatever that means from the administration, from Pat Kraft, the AD, and I think that's fundamentally where they diverged a little bit, right? Pat Kraft mentioned it in his presser on Monday, basically reviewing the whole thing, and he came in here to win national championships. I think, and from reading between the lines and hearing what some of the beat reporters have said, he's the one that pushed Franklin to go get the last receiver they got, Trevor Pena. I don't think Franklin actually wanted to get another one there. Obviously, none of the three that they brought in have been ultimately game changers. I don't think any of them were expected to be. But I think Kraft is expecting now to go into the portal and not just portal, but also recruiting wise and flash some money and splash the pot a little bit. I think Franklin was hesitant to do so from just a coaching standpoint, managing a roster standpoint, and the way that he built the locker room, has been very family oriented, has been very cohesive, and Penn State hasn't had the issues that a lot of other teams have when their quote unquote mercenaries are coming in and coming and leaving based on a paycheck. They've had a built-in culture that's been very strong, but the other side of that would be, Franklin maybe looking to build. The expression was used on one of the podcasts I listened to, looking to build a team full of Honda Civics and Honda Odysseys, and reliable vehicles, instead of going and getting some truly game changers. He wanted a fleet of vehicles that were reliable, and I think that's where fundamentally in this day and age, Pat Kraft and him diverged a little bit, amongst a number of other things. But obviously, there's the not winning in big games. Obviously, got to where he was as a top 10 program the last couple of years by beating every team that you should beat and not having issues there until the very end. Obviously, that changed as well. So I think he's not going to get the credit until maybe way later, maybe at the cost of Penn State's program taking a backslide or taking a step back for what he was able to accomplish here in the last 10, 14 years. Has it been 14? No, it's been 12 years he was here. Because he really did do a lot. He did a lot of good stuff. And it's a shame that it had to go this way. I think in a lot of ways he was a victim of his own success in the way that he had built the program quickly from where it was, and then arriving earlier than expected with the Big Ten title, which added to the expectations that he's been dealing with since then, and was never able to take that next step and moved up the timelines for when people expected progress to be made, and when he wasn't able to keep with that expedited timeline. People became upset and patience began to wane, and we got to where we are today. I do think it's going to be very difficult to find somebody better. When you are here with the consistency that he's had over the last decade or so, minus a couple of years in the COVID and immediately thereafter. It's tough to see somebody that's going to be better. I think I'd probably say it's probably 80% chance that somebody's worse, 10% chance that they keep Penn State where they are, and then 10% chance that it's better, right? Just based on where things are and looking at who's out there. I mean, not too many people inspire altogether that much confidence and excitement. Honestly, I'd look at. I wouldn't be upset with like an Elia, a drink. Obviously, Cignetti people would be excited about. But again, I'm not even sure how much I believe in Cignetti just yet. Although, obviously he's looked great the last year and a half. Plus, he obviously did well in JMU and Elon as well. But
thank you.
At Indiana.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sad it's the way it ended. I think it was inevitable. It had to go this way. It's the way 99% of college coaches do go, right? If none of them are able to just, or very few of them are able to just ride off into the sunset. Things run their course. What's the sentiment out in your neck of the woods, AY?
Haven't really spoke to the common man about it, but across various, group chats, today was light, but Sunday, Monday, Tuesday it was all coaching search. Immediately moved on to the search.
That's the worst thing about these mid-season, and this is not even mid-season. It's beginning of it's first third of the season. Firing this is going to drag on for the next three months, and if they're dealing with the guy that's in the playoffs, I mean, when are you even going to get him? Like, I'm very concerned about what this coaching search is going to yield, what it's going to look like if, as far as recruiting classes go, signing day. I mean, Penn State's going to have to do a ton of work in the transfer portal, I think, and in the late signing period, the February, the traditional signing period, with who they're going to get. And as you guys know, everybody's signed now. 90% of the classes are signed by the December signing period, which Penn State may not even have a coach by. So it's going to suck ass, I think. It's going to be a rebuild the next year or two. Unless by some miracle Penn State's able to portal in a class, but
I think that's what my first thought in the last 10 minutes would be. Strong word, desperation, but you do build this portal team for next year that could hit to an extent, yeah. But I think the shockwave of that would be year 2, and year 3 could be the low points here.
Yeah,
I think next year could be not a big fall off if portal's attacked.
Yeah. It depends. And again, Franklin built a pretty strong culture. He always preached, you're not coming for like a coach. You're coming because you love Penn State. You could go to school here if you didn't play football, right? That's what he always tries to instill in players. We'll see how much of that sticks here with the transfer portal. Penn State making this firing very strategic 6 days after they changed the rule on before you had a 30-day portal window for anybody with the coach departing. That was 6 days ago. Now you have a 30-day portal window from when the new coach is hired. So Penn State's players are locked in until a new coach is hired. And then he gets his chance to make his pitch to all the players, and then they can hit the window if they want. But obviously there's definitely back channeling and everything like that. But Penn State, I guess, for better or for worse, we'll have a roster here and won't have, people just dropping off the face of everybody just scattering to the wind here. Like I think we saw some Virginia Tech players or UCLA players that went. Obviously, not enough UCLA players went into the portal.
Yeah, they're on a heater now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
SOS, looking good.
I know. Obviously, the top name everywhere is Rule. My thought with that is
more of the same.
Well, I guess sure, but I immediately went to, does that mean he's bringing Raiola with him?
There is that. There's definitely that thought.
That's kind of what I'm rooting for now.
I don't know if Raiola he's a Nebraska guy, right? I'd be surprised if he went with Rule. I'm sure he likes Rule, but I would be surprised if he went with him. I wouldn't be excited. I mean, Rule is a great coach, but he's a rebuilder. He rebuilt Temple, he rebuilt Baylor, and he's rebuilding Nebraska. I don't know how much of a rebuild Penn State really is, and I think rebuilders, he's got a type of a ceiling on him. You've seen the stat about his not just top 10 wins, ranked wins, top 25 wins.
Yeah, it's
abysmal.
It's just kind of like you're saying more of the same. In this new era, whenever I hear a coaching rumors, I do tend to always think of what if who they could bring with them, and I would just think the quarterback first.
True. And that's why my top of the list is Eli. And I had this conversation with a friend of the pod, Grant, and he was saying, Elia for whatever he is, he's got an identity. He runs his system. His offense is score. He's a good play caller. He hires good coordinators. He has his defensive coordinator went to LSU, and he's continued to hire well. Franklin, CEO or whatnot, but he just always seemed to be a step behind. Back in the late teens, he was trying to compete with Ohio State, and he was bringing in talent and building teams that were built to try to compete with them. Eventually, that didn't work, and he saw where Michigan was building, and he was like, "All right, well, we'll try that. We'll go with an offensive line approach that and smash mouth football and have two good running backs and run a pro style." But then he brings in a Kotelnicki that is running a lot of east-west stuff. A lot of he's dealing with talent that's not as good down there in Kansas, so he has to be more creative. But he's got pro style guys, right? And he's trying to just continue to. He seems to be chasing his tail and trying to follow a fad or trying to see who's the top dog and trying to compete with them. He doesn't have an identity himself, and so I think that would be something you get with Drinkwitz. Obviously, he's got a quarterback that he could bring with him, and he's shown that he can recruit as well. He's been able to recruit some big fish down there in the Missouri St. Louis area. I know that they were pretty good and pretty strong with the NIL, and he's been dealing with that for a couple of years now. He may have a pretty good grasp of that if that's what Pratt Kraft is trying to do as well here at Penn State. So that's why a couple of short list reasons of why I think he's probably the best out of what we've got, what we're working with. But I'm not all that enthused. There's been the rumors that the Freeman stuff out there. I don't think that's really anything more than just trying to get a raise from Notre Dame. There's allegedly a couple of other bigger names out there that, who knows what to believe at this stage of the game. And then you got Florida job that's going to open. I think that's probably more attractive than the Penn State job. And we'll see what else happens. I mean, this carousel is going to be crazy this year.
Would you take Freeman?
I think Freeman's just a younger, sexier version of Franklin.
Whoa. Whoa.
Whoa.
Whoa. That was.
But so yeah, I would take him because I take Franklin.
He did that thing with Georgia in the playoff. What was it? What did he do again? Did he just force him to use one of the timeouts or something?
Yeah, he did some funky.
He did it was a 4th and 2, and he ran a complete fire drill at his own 25 with the punt unit, and they brought the offense on and forced Georgia to false start.
Crazy.
Ran a fake punt last weekend with Tyler Buckner on their own 30. Little read option, 4th and 2.
Ballsy.
He said they needed a jump start. They did.
He's turning the clock back. Felt like 2021, huh?
I don't know what it feels like.
2021 Pine?
It was Pine, yeah. I heard one other name today. First I've heard this. There are ties, too. And in a far distance, I could believe it.
Yeah.
I heard Elko today.
Ooh.
Apparently him and Pat Kraft have a relationship. And Elko's from Jersey.
Elko is from Jersey.
He doesn't seem like an A&M guy.
He seems like an A&M guy right now. Where he's got him.
It's early.
I don't know if I'd leave. I mean, I don't know how happy he is down there or not, but I wouldn't leave that situation for Penn State. That's for sure.
I saw this is completely unrelated, but I wasn't even looking for it. It just came across my feed. It was a CFP projected bracket. And Notre Dame was at A&M round 1. The winner played Indiana, and then after that was Miami.
The home and home.
I was like,
In season home and home.
For a second, I let my mind wander and said, where can I sign up for this right now?
Yeah, that's a pretty good 1, 2, 3.
It was like then I remembered it's SC week.
One at a time, one pillar at a time.
But yeah, I think you said it right though. As much anticipation and sell rumor mill swirling there is, this is not going to be a wait by your phone.
Oh, it's going to drag so freaking long.
This is going to be a while. So for those who think it's going to be soon,
unless it's Urban, unless Urban comes in,
unless it's complete wild card, yes.
Elijah also good chance that he's probably not going to make the playoffs. That would be a plus for Penn Staters as well.
Yeah, I would think they would have had to win this weekend.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess the earliest could be Thanksgiving.
If it's Urban or Elijah. Or maybe Rule, I guess. But Rule is looking at 10-2 and looking at sneaking in there.
Yeah, bookmark that comment.
Yeah.
It's funny, Signetti and Rule coming to State College back-to-back, or not back-to-back weeks, but back-to-back games in Beaver Stadium to close out the year for Penn State.
I guess before I do forget, there's one other name that I floated that I believe in. My man Bob Chesney.
Oh,
I love Mullen. That was my favorite one.
The Mullen, Meyer floating Mullen out there. If we have Mullen as a coach and Urban came in as a GM, that'd be good. I mean, who says no to a JMU coach these days?
From the coal region? Come on, coming home.
Who says no? You'd be a fool. It's a lot of PSU talk. We're at 25 minutes. I'm sorry.
We went 43 minutes. Then you guys got anything to add? I'm good. I will say one thing. I know I'm in the minority when I say this as a somewhat. I wouldn't even consider myself a representative of the Pitt fan base when I say something like this. But if you zoom back, and I must have got this through osmosis because I wasn't around, but like from 75 to even 90, if you stretch it to that, it was really good. I guess whenever, because Penn State joined the Big Ten before Pitt joined the Big East. Is that right? Or at that back?
93 was their first season in the Big Ten.
So Pitt joined the Big East before Penn State joined the Big Ten. So, but in that window, I would say the homeostasis, I've been calling it, was, Penn State winning almost all their games, Pitt winning almost all their games, and then obviously want to beat the other one. This whole I hope they go 3-9 or whatever like that. I guess I totally disagree with that because it's way more fun for me. I guess because I do the show with Can every week. When you win all the games, you should, but then at best it's a coin flip. At worst, you're still a little bit outmanned against the Michigan some years or Ohio State, and then you get to go on and try and rationalize it, talk yourself into it, and then it hasn't worked out a ton. But I don't get this because all the hillbillies down south would try and tear down Pitt and or Penn State most seasons during that window of time. And I would much rather stick it to those clowns than have infighting, so to speak, in one or the other or both is an embarrassment. So that's all I'll say. That's why. What did I say to you, AY? I said something along the lines of, it's got to be like a game-winning field goal as time expires, but I hope they win this or something to that effect. And Penn State got the ball back down 1 because I didn't want to actually see them lose.
He did say to me, "I hope they pull this out."
Or without any wager, mind you.
No wagerage.
Yeah,
the cover was lost for my pick. So just wanted to share that because I was thinking about it. I guess that's what it is. Like, it's kind of how even a guy I work with rooted for Michigan over Alabama. I think Pitt and Penn State may have had that dynamic during that window of time. Like, you'd rather them lose. And I know people are like, I could never root for such and such. But rooted from the lose, to these dog shit teams or something like that. I don't understand that. There's a sweet spot. This ain't it, in my opinion, at least. That probably is shared by, I don't know, 5% of the Pitt fan base, but just want to get it out there.
You're a better man than Rance, that's for sure.
Yeah, Rance doesn't get it, I suppose. But I don't think they even have the same thing. Penn State, Notre Dame don't have the same thing. Obviously, they played in the playoffs last year. So
yeah, I don't think that's the same.
It's not the same dynamic.
Penn State has been coming up on every Notre Dame pod the last 3 weeks. And I do think it's all – a lot of these guys are older, so they remember when they used to play all the time, but they never used to come up. I think it was definitely reignited from the playoff game, strictly from the press conference. I think that really stuck – apparently that really stuck in Freeman's craw.
And that's what, I disagree.
He was very smug. He was very smug in that press conference.
I won't go on an hour and debate and argue, but I did want to get the one piece that I mentioned earlier. And then, I pretty much disagree with everything Ken said about Franklin as far as, I think he kind of ran into one in 2016. If there's one thing you want to point success-wise back to him, otherwise we don't have much to go off of. Joe barely knew where the bathroom was, I feel like, and they still got a bunch of guys in there. So yeah. I think Franklin's definitely a good recruiter, but that's really all the only compliment I'm willing to pay to him. Yeah. But I'll just leave it there. I don't need no need to debate.
I guess I did say that was my last name, but I do have one more name. And I think this would be the funniest one. For me,
Jay.
BK, yes.
Oh, BK, not Jay Paterno. BK, Jay Paterno would be the funniest one. BK would be the second funniest.
I also share this.
His clock reset, and he's looking to reset the clock.
Yeah. I also shared this with AY. Two things happened during we were watching the fourth quarter of the Penn State Northwestern game, and my darling wife Sarah says to me, "If they lose, he's getting fired." So that's number one. I'm like, I don't think so. I think they'll ride it out a little bit longer. Of course, she got one half of this right. But here's the second piece. Unironically, and the last thing to do, I'll do to tease it is the funniest thing she's ever said to me in 8 years times 2. She said, "Do you think Matt Patricia could be their head coach if he gets fired?" There hasn't been a hire made yet, so I can't rule it out. But I had to have laughed for 45 seconds straight.
Yeah,
at that notion.
I would say I'll say this. I don't think you do that $50 million buyout or whatever it ends up being with the offset unless you're going for like a proven head coach. But the way to get around any of this playoff stuff or issues with timing is going after a coordinator. And Oregon hit it with Lanning, right? I think there's a couple of attractive ones out there. But I don't think they go that route because of what they had to do to, where they are.
Yeah, maybe we can save that for another pod since again we've got months of this
exactly
remaining. But
we'll leave it there.
Curious for your thoughts, at least on who handled the buyout, unless it's already been published and I haven't seen it.
I think it's a cadre, a cabal of people headed up by Pagula,
but not the whole Adidas narrative.
That has allegedly been debunked.
Not saying that they wanted him out, but the
actual
financing of it. Yeah,
yes,
that's
I believe that
well.
has been debunked. Yes,
gotcha.
Good. I don't want to open that can of worms yet.
Yep.
We'll kick that can down the road because I'm sure it'll happen at some point.
Yes. All right. I'm sorry we went long on that. That was obviously the big news of last weekend.
The second biggest news for me was the tortilla penalties at Texas Tech.
Yes. You saw Leipold get upset about that. He's not happy.
I was going to add that to our news and notes section, but I figured I was just going to put Jim down but I didn't even need to address that. Yeah, that was my biggest thing, the tortillas.
Where do you sit on that?
See, I'm Notre
When
Dame.
did they start doing this? I don't remember this being a
I feel
thing.
like I had heard of that before.
Those tortillas, it's been around. It's just people can't enjoy a good thing; they have to take it to the next level.
Yeah.
Like Notre Dame Senior Day for years, they've thrown marshmallows, but they throw them in the stands.
Yeah.
Keep them in the freaking stands. There's no need to toss these freaking tortillas on the field.
But
So
is this a recent thing? I don't remember this happening. Or you're saying it was just a thing that was confined to the stands before, and then they
yes,
eventually
confined
made
in
it.
the stands, and now the Aggies
they're
have a
throwing
little
it in the
swagger, and they're taking it to the field.
Yeah.
So I would hate to see
rub Leipold the wrong way.
I would hate to see something like this go because I think it's a fun, unique tradition they have going.
Yeah.
But I think if it happens again, you gotta put the kibosh on it, and that's sad because it's been around.
Speaking of high floors, if you have something that is just out and out original, I don't care. It can be fucking throwing tortillas. I'm all for it.
Sweet Caroline.
Exactly. Yeah, like Pitt with Sweet Caroline. Yeah, first and only ones ever to do Sweet Caroline.
Yeah, just what Dan said. I'm all for it. Just get it under control. It's not that hard.
Yeah, that was a weird game. Was it 21-0, 21-17?
The double blowout, if you will.
42-17 or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it reminds me of the time Notre Dame went out to Arizona State.
Yeah.
That's classic. Yep.
That's the poster child for the double blowout.
Absolutely.
Blown out twice.
Fraud.
He did it. He had it going. Maybe we could throw his name.
Where's he at? Yeah, where's he at now?
We try and think of a new coach every week until one's hired.
What is he doing these days?
Absolutely.
Heartline was the other one that was, I guess, apparently seriously mentioned.
He really? I hadn't seen it
I
seriously.
think that was Fat Clat, reported by Young AY when I talked to him on the phone the other night for an hour and a half, trying to figure out which Penn State hockey game I'm going to go to.
You're trying to catch. You're trying to catch
McKenna.
some McKenna action.
That's right.
Oh, Cam, we got those outdoor tickets yesterday.
Oh, nice.
Oshie with the purchase.
Very good.
Yeah, I never heard of this Oshie guy before. I thought he was talking about TJ Oshie.
Oh, Oshie.
Really?
Yeah, I never heard of him. Never met
He's
him.
a character.
He's heard of you because last time I saw him,
He knows you well. Damn.
he was, "You're the third member of the Holy Tri."
Shout out Oshie then. Sorry.
Shout out Osh.
Well, I hope to meet him at the. Is he going to the? No, Young AY said he's going to the Minnesota game, I believe.
Probably.
He gets up for a lot of sporting events. He enjoys it.
Big
sports guy. He's a big sports guy. Big Mike Trout fan.
Cam, would you go to the outdoor game?
When is that?
January 31st.
Possibly.
All right.
Okay.
Maybe not. Toronto. Home run. All right. We are way behind schedule here. Alabama, nice win, I thought, on the road.
Yep.
Yeah, it was. Mike Brown, nice win.
Oh yeah, Mike Brown. Mike Brown offering up Golish. He's saying, if there's any team that takes it, he hopes it's Penn State. He was saying that all of last weekend.
I
He
can
said,
see
you can take the quarterback to Byram. All he needs is a Tesla. He comes cheap.
I can hear him now selling you on Golish.
So any team. We got Ohio State just stiff farming. I mean, what do you make of this team? You think that for real? Everybody's like, these guys undisputed. Like
Ohio State, yeah. They don't give up anybody's points to anyone. They have good playmakers on offense.
Yeah, but they haven't had to open up the offense. They're just plotting. It's boring. Everybody says.
Yeah.
Give me. ask me Saturday night around 11:30 p.m. when I'm all lubed up, and if things go well, I'll say, "No, I want to crack at him." Yeah.
Oh,
The rematch.
If things go south Saturday, then yeah, they're for real.
Texas back on the right side of things here. Do you think either of these teams in the Red River Shootout make it to the playoffs?
Oh man, it's gonna be tough.
Well, I have Texas, Oklahoma. No.
Oklahoma, no. Texas A&M. Texas still has Texas A&M. They
Texas
still have.
They have
there's something else,
Kentucky,
right?
Stark Vegas, Vandy at home. They have to go to Athens and beat A&M at home.
Yeah, so they got Georgia and A&M as well.
Yep.
Texas, no.
I'm saying either of them. Yeah, I don't think either of them make it.
I will go contrarian. I will keep Texas in there.
Okay.
I think they split. They get the free loss against Ohio State week 1.
Of
They
the
get it at 9-3.
of the
Okay,
two,
so
Texas
then you
for
get it
sure.
with
Yes.
who you're thinking.
It's gonna be tough. I do.
Especially if they have a win over one of those teams,
I'll have to
A&M
check-
or Georgia.
I'll have to check the tape, but I feel like. Actually, no. I had Georgia in the playoff, and I think I had them at 3 losses. I think a 3-loss team gets in this year. Yeah.
I think so as well, especially with the Big Ten looking pretty weak.
I had Georgia and I had 2 3-loss teams getting in. So yeah, Texas has a shot. Yeah, that defense is still good, really good.
Obviously, I was at a game, so I didn't get to watch too much of this Indiana-Oregon game. Sounds like Indiana didn't play that good of a game and still, like, kind of stiff-armed them. They threw a pick 6, and it still wasn't even
Right.
that in doubt.
Great catch by the Surratt on the go-ahead touchdown. That was just a veteran, like just enough of a push-off, but not enough to get called.
Indiana definitely.
Now, this is the Surratt. That's the brother of the one that has given you trouble, Dan.
That's right. Well, I don't know that the brother gave Pitt very much trouble, but definitely went head-to-head against them.
Yes.
At both quarterback and linebacker.
Athletes on the team. Athletes.
That's right.
Or in the family. Athletes in the family. Sig. I mean, what else is there to say? Best win in school history, probably. I don't think probably. I think it is. Road win over a top 5 team. And he keeps on chugging. Penn State will have the opportunity, I think, to take down a top 3 team. Back-to-back opportunities coming up.
Not taking a victory lap on this yet. Just know we do have noted the June 25th comment from Dan about Mendoza.
Oh, he stinks. Yeah, he stinks.
Mendoza is ass.
June 25th.
He stinks.
No victory lap yet. It's still early, but we'll revisit after Thanksgiving.
Still looking like number 1 pick.
I think that changes every weekend.
Yes, that's true.
It's kind of fun to follow.
Mm-hmm. Roller coaster. Nape, dead man walking. I think if he's losing this weekend, it's over for him. If he wins, and it's still over for him just after the bye week. He did not. He kind of ran out of gas there at College Station. I think he gave his team tried, but A&M team they're looking good. They're winning in all these different ways. Their defense is looking pretty good. Obviously, they won in that shootout in South Bend, but they've got a great offensive line. I think they're very formidable. I'm excited to see how this SEC race continues to shape up. I think that you probably pencil them in at this point, as long as the wheels don't fall off. Texas A&M probably in the playoff. They've had some nice wins. Auburn, we alluded to this earlier. AY, what do you have to say about this game?
He's in my doghouse, so he's definitely stinked in. I like to think I'm one of the last people in the world to bring up officiating, but I do think Auburn's getting a raw deal this year.
That was tough.
Wasn't as bad as the Oklahoma loss.
Yeah, Oklahoma. They had the
Oklahoma was very bad.
Yeah,
This I get it. I mean Auburn, they were up 10-0. They were fine, but in crunch time moments, they did get kind of boned here. But don't let Georgia back in the game. You're up 10-0.
yeah. They shit their pants after things didn't go their way.
And Georgia just with the ultimate grind fourth quarter drive. Every third down was like 3rd and 6.
It was third. It was amazing. It was like an 8-minute drive.
And then Kirby got out of that timeout call. I don't know how he did that.
I do think he was not saying he was trying to clap. I do think he was bitching about them clapping, but I do think they still should have called a fucking timeout for him.
Yeah. And they said, "Oh, well, just reset."
Or they should have charged him a timeout. That's for sure.
Reset the clock and let's go. Well, what?
They completely lost control. Between the 2-minute warning and halftime, it was 40 minutes of real time.
I do think Hugh needs to move on from Arnold.
Oh, you move on from Arnold.
Yeah, give
Deuce time. Did you do enough scouting of Deuce to think he's the one?
No, I didn't. I was going to say just let Ashton Daniels start a game. I have seen him play last year. I think they took a 7-0 lead in South Bend and gave up like 64 straight. But he wasn't the problem.
The defense was a problem.
Yeah. In the O-line, he was running for his life. But yeah, Arnold they need to just like run the ball. They're just sling around the yard with him. And I get it. They have such good receivers, but you can't hit them. Give Daniels a shot. I feel like I picked Auburn and Florida every game this year to cover, and
we keep picking these games.
I'm gonna pick Auburn again.
It's the opposite of what you're doing with Penn State.
Yeah, I'm just too stubborn to stop. I mean, credit to Georgia. Yeah, they grinded out a game. I don't think
tough game on the road. This Georgia team, I think, is very plain that their ceiling is not obviously what it has been.
No,
but
absolutely
it's a team that you could tell Kirby's got his fingers all over and his fingerprints all over, and they embody the fight, I think, of their head coach, and it's credit to them. Credit to him. It's not the most talented team, but they find ways to win. That Tennessee game, a shootout, they found a way to win. This game, they found a way to win. I mean, they got another tough one coming up this week. We'll talk about it in a second, but I'm excited to see where these guys end up at. And they may just work their way into another title game appearance. There's weirder things that happen. It happened last year. And then USC. What did you think of this opponent here? Or you want to talk about that later on, AY?
Yeah, we'll save it. My note would be Bryce Underwood throws the ball so fast.
Yeah.
That's what I took from this. Well, I took a lot.
He didn't have that good of a game, though, right?
No, but the way he just it's like a trap throw. It just those rockets, man. It's fun to watch.
Yep. USC, we mentioned it in the pre-show rundown. They ran out of running backs, had to put somebody in that was out on the injury report and got fined for it. It's pretty funny. And they took it to Michigan. It's a team that, they went right down the field on them last year, running the ball and really kind of bitched them, sunned them, if you will. and they gave Michigan a little bit of their own medicine here. We're able to run the ball. You know what they have in the receivers, and with Maeva, a pretty good quarterback. So excited to see what can happen here on the road. I mean, obviously CJ Carr is a very good quarterback. Underwood was a 5-star, but I think there's a marked difference, even though they're just a year apart, right? And that defense will be tested on the road here coming up. We'll talk about that in a little bit. I don't think we need to really go over the Penn State game. We talked a little bit about it. Nothing really too much about the game, but what is there to analyze, right? Completely different team now. So we don't need to. What do you guys have to talk about your games?
I'll just tie it into Syracuse. Don't have a ton to say about Syracuse. So
nice win here, Norvell. Again,
I guess
it's not really hot because they can't fire him apparently.
Yeah.
But if anything, with James Franklin's firing shows you anything is possible.
True.
Money is not a real thing when it comes to buyouts.
No. Notre Dame, NC State. I'll mostly follow up in the preview. Just I guess from the NC State side, I wanted to see a little more from CJ Bailey. I thought he'd be better than what he was. I think he just had an off day. Credit to them for hanging around 2 weeks in a row. Notre Dame's let the team just hang around. But I think that's what I know. It's more of Notre Dame letting them hang around than the opponent. But the opponent gets tougher this week. So we'll get
Can't
to that.
let them hang around. Cannot let them hang around.
We'll get to that in a few minutes. The only, I guess, takeaway from the game would be Ashton Craig. So don't forget it. Ashton Craig, starting center, who went down against Purdue last year with a knee injury, went down against NC State with another knee injury. He is out for the year.
Long-term injury. Tough break for the young man.
Yeah, back-to-back years now. So that's not ideal for an O-line that has not been run blocking very well. So we'll see.
Another home run for Toronto.
Another one.
T-Dot off the mat. Or off the mat.
Off the mat, we are right on schedule with last week as we get to the Week 8 slate.
Oh, any notoriety for the locks, Dan? Or no notoriety for your
Nothing to be said this week.
Nothing to be said. Okay.
Ooh, okay.
Congratulations, Patrick. Nothing to be said.
Nothing to be said. All right, let's move into Week 8 preview. We get a pretty sweet slate.
This is a good slate.
Very good slate here.
Glad I get to enjoy it from a bar in Iowa City.
Yeah.
I guess before we do notable omissions, we had to leave off Friday night, Miami, Louisville. We had to leave off Michigan, Washington. That's a fun game there. And Clemson, SMU, rematch of last year's ACC title game. Also JMU, Old Dominion for Sun Belt supremacy early on. But we had a good slate. We got 5 ranked matchups.
Ricky Ronnie, potentially.
Could Ricky Ronnie come home?
Could he come home? Yeah.
Or Brett Pye.
Whoever wins that game might get the upper hand in the search. Chesney or Ronnie. We'll see. Let's move on to the noon window. LSU, Vanderbilt, Vandy. 2.5 2.5 point favorite at home against BK. Could he go home to Hoagies? We'll see. And John. Vandy, 2.5 point favorite at home. Look, I'm taking Vandy here. This whole LSU lack of being able to run the ball.
They were a little better this week.
Yeah, I don't think it's real though. I think they're one dimensional and they're not scoring on anyone except for Selah. Vandy can score. I think Vandy played pretty well against Bammer. So give me Vandy here to win a nip and tuck
Did we
game.
win the game? Did we win
They
the
win the
game?
game by more than 2.5. Pavia.
I'm down with that. I'm down with that cause.
I'm also with you guys there. I think LSU did play a nice mobile quarterback this past week with Sellers. I think the difference is Sellers' offense is ass. Pavia actually has some nice pieces around him and a much more cohesive offense. Vanderbilt coming off a bye here. I think they will be ready for this, and BKC gets just a teensy bit hotter.
Hate to see that.
We're all going to be wrong, though, here.
No, I feel good about it. Georgia Tech traveling to Durham. We didn't mention Dias as a possible location.
He does have some fans in State College.
I feel like we do this with every preview. Just say, well,
Dias would come next week, Ken, if he wants. I think
That's true.
that guy has no shame.
He sold his soul. Yeah, he has sold his soul to the devil because he's a Blue Devil. Duke, 1.5 point favorite over Haynes King. Look, I know this is the type of game. Duke's unranked. They're favored. The angle's in play here. Haynes King just won't let it happen.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna fall for it. Give me Duke. Give me this passion. I think the secondary. Rivers, I don't think Rivers is back yet. They're healthier, but Georgia Tech's just like so pesty. They're such a pest.
Yep.
Give me Duke.
I'm going Georgia Tech here, going against the angle. Duke has gotten off the mat after that early season, couple of disappointments, but I think a little bit of fool's gold here. I like Haynes to will him to a victory. Georgia Tech going off the radar after that win against Clemson, and I think that's where they like to. It'll be a ho hum. Won't be anything sexy. Something like a 24-17 win, but they'll get it done on the road.
I'm with Kent. I think they get after Gardner Mensa.
Menser.
We're going to this is Williams-Brice.
Mm-hmm.
Oklahoma, South Carolina. Scar catching 5.5 at home against a wounded OU.
You see the Sagarin on this AY? Or Can?
I don't, but I have Sagarin's tab up right now.
He's got Scar by 6. Just about.
Is that like one of the experimental lines he puts out?
If you hit the from at the top of the page, or not even the top of the page, predictions with totals and money lines.
Predictions with totals and money lines.
So he's got Scar.
Yeah, he does.
5.5, right? So that's weird. So I'm taking Mateer. If he's playing, who knows? If he finishes.
I don't know if I really believe in this team. Oklahoma, that is. I definitely don't believe in South Carolina, especially without much help there for Sellers. I'm going to take the points here at home. I think it's a last stand type of deal, but I'll HP it. I do think Oklahoma will come out with like a 3-point win, but it won't be pretty. It's going to be gross. And I think there's a little bit of hangover for Oklahoma coming off that Red River shootout rivalry game. Might fall behind a little bit, but I think they'll rally and actually get it done here. And South Carolina's season continues to go down the drain a little bit.
Also worth noting, he has a predictive total of 24.78 in this game.
Oh, disgusting.
Sagarin says take the under.
Gross. I'm going with Scar as well. I don't think they're good. I think Oklahoma is limited on offense with a dinged up Mateer, no matter what he says about his hand. And as for who wins, I don't know. I'll make that pick in my fun office pool at some point, but I'll take the points. We mentioned Elko earlier. Elko and company traveling to Fayetteville, take on the Hogs.
Fayette.
A&M laying 7.5. This, I mean, you guys know where I'm going here.
Oh, yeah.
Woo Pig.
Woo Pig Suey. Give me those points.
It's now the time of the season. Anytime A&M's on here, if they are still unbeaten, I will take the opposing side. No offense to AY's SOS.
Well, hey, I'm in a win-lose here, I guess.
I'll go opposite you guys here. I think it'll be a nice, high-scoring game, but that Arkansas defense, absolute trash. And
It is. That's being kind.
absolutely. And I think, their defense is good enough to get a couple of stops here and there. I think they'll win by at least 2 touchdowns. And Mike Elko's got his mentally strong team. It's a reflection of their coach.
Okay. I was going to make a mentally strong comparison, but I don't know if that applies to Lane here. Lane and company traveling to Athens, take on Kirby and company. Georgia down to 7.5 point favorites. I don't know if it's ping-ponged at all. I know it was 9.5 at one point. Game day in town. Revenge spot for Georgia.
Yep.
I could see Georgia just suffocating Ole Miss here.
What the hell was that production against Wazoo last week?
That was gross.
That was something. That was something.
I don't know what to make of them. They've laid eggs here this season.
I kind of feel like they lay somewhat of an egg here, but I think Georgia does too.
Yeah.
I think this is just a gross rock fight. 20-13 Georgia win.
I agree.
I will also take the points here. I think it's exact opposite of Ole Miss LSU. And I think, 24-19 win for Georgia.
I wasn't ready for that score. I like it. Mountain West.
Now, was this really necessary?
Yes, because UNLV is undefeated and they're in the G5 race auto bid.
And we're talking Mullen for Penn State.
We're keeping everything with state related. So UNLV, Boise. When I put the schedule together Monday, this line was much shorter. It is now ballooned. So I see why is the outlier.
Calandria.
And obviously Calandria. He's running like crazy. It's beautiful. Jaden Thomas. You got the two-headed monster of Gaines and Riley for Boise. Can UNLV get off the mat here against Boise? I know they're undefeated this year.
Why is it ballooned?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
That's what's giving me pause here. Can you make a pick so I know where to go?
I'm taking the points here. Mullen can scheme it up. I'll take the 10 points here. I'll take a 38-28 loss for Mullen.
This line stinks to high heaven. So I'm taking Mad Ass.
Mad Ass.
Mad's ass. This is stinky, and if I want to stay consistent with my stinky thoughts, I take Boise here. So Boise. Zero reasoning.
And you have this could be a spite pick after they screwed you against Ass Force last week.
And SOS, so I have 2 reasons, yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. Texas Tech traveling to Fork, Sparky, Arizona State. Haven't heard Dillingham's name brought up in any searches.
Yeah, it's interesting.
We'll see.
I've seen it.
Oh, okay.
I've seen it. I haven't heard it.
No.
Uh,
Okay.
UCLA
what?
for who? UCLA?
For Penn State.
Oh, for Penn State.
Yeah. I've seen everybody brought up for Penn State. I haven't seen
You have
really.
literally seen Pat Narduzzi not brought up, maybe, but like just mentioned.
I've seen it. I sent it to you guys.
I know.
Yeah, you did. That was good.
That wasn't a full-on endorsement of getting him, was it?
No. Everybody, they're just exploring all options.
That's fair. You got to take complete inventory at this point.
Exactly. No Dillingham yet. No real buzz for Dillingham. No real buzz for Tyrone Willingham either.
Similar to my Auburn and Florida and Penn State, just ride the wave, stubbornness.
Yeah. Is
I'm-
Simpson playing again?
I'm fading Texas Tech here again, and I understand this defense, their two ends are absolutely incredible, and Rodriguez, linebacker, is incredible. I'm just taking Fork.
What
Uh,
do we know?
I
Simpson-
don't even think Levitt's gonna be fully healthy. I don't think he can run, but find a way, figure it out.
I will not take Forks here, and I like what I'm seeing out of Texas Tech.
Yeah,
I do expect an egg here to come at some point, but I don't think it will come against these guys, the defending conference champions. And with Levitt a little hobbled, I'll take Tech here by more than the 7.5. I'll go 31-21.
I'm going Tech/Bear. Did I make this joke last week? Has he at least added the burrito to his bag at Chipotle? That could be going up his rectum.
I don't know. I haven't listened in like a month, so I'll have to check in on see where he is with that.
For those that don't know, the Bear, I believe, is on record saying he'll shove a burrito up his butt if Texas Tech is ranked number one at any point in the season.
He's got to be getting a little nervous at some point here.
Yeah, I'm taking Tech, Ken.
All right.
The old cigar game, Tennessee Bammer.
Third Saturday in October.
Line has come down. Oh, speaking of this, we didn't mention this in the news either. Can happy 20-year anniversary to both of us.
There you go. October 15th, 2022.
And me. Pitt beat South Florida on that day.
No offense, Joe Meest.
That's right. It felt in poor taste, but I was saying we're running out of time to get a picture of Mike Brown and Pat Julmas jersey.
He didn't know who that was. I brought him up on Friday night. He had no idea who it was.
That's okay. He knew. He was just playing it off.
It was
He knows the entire Marlins 1996 roster. He knows who Pat Julmas is.
but he was a Florida State fan at that point.
I know.
I'm with the AY and Minnesota fans that are also commiserating from that day. A lot of exciting games happened on that fateful day 20 years ago.
Yeah, never forget that. So we have Tennessee Bammer. Bammer laying 7.5. Bama with another ranked matchup. Whew.
They're going through a gauntlet right now.
What are you thinking here, Ken? Because you and I are simpatico on Bama. Do you think they got one more in them?
It's hard to get up every day for this. It's 7.5 because they're at home. They played these close games the last couple of weeks. I will take the points here. I think.
Okay, yeah, we're still in lockstep here.
Yeah, I think I don't love it. I'll say like, I'll go another close win for Bama. Honestly, 28-24, something like that. Maybe higher scoring with both these teams. Maybe 31-28.
I agree.
Locking up the Vols. Triple barrel.
Triple barrel.
Triple Vols. Missouri traveling to the Plains, take on Auburn. If you haven't heard, which I thought was hilarious when I went through the schedules preseason, this is Missouri's first road game. Or even neutral game. The first time away from home. I am going with Auburn.
Oh,
Yes.
if I'm pushing the boulders for Elia to get to State College on time, maybe I'll need to join you here.
Mm-hmm.
That said, I think the gas may be out with Hugh. They were amped up for Deep South's oldest rivalry. I think they'll be slow here. Missouri, tough loss at home, but I do think this team. I like the way it's built. They run the ball, and you saw what happened to Auburn last week. I think that defense may have broke a little bit. They're still obviously the strongest unit on that team, but you can only hold up. I know it as a Penn State fan. You can, which I'm not, but you can only do so much when you're one-sided, and eventually the dam does break. I think that may have happened for Auburn last week. So I will take Missouri here, gladly take that point or lay that point and a half, and I think they'll get the win here against Auburn. I don't think it'll be that close. Maybe 28-21, but with a stiff arming late touchdown there for Auburn.
I'm going Mizzou.
All right.
Last non-Holy Try game is the Holy War. Tar, BYU. BYU catching 3.5 at home.
I don't understand the love for Utah. Let me backtrack there in a second. I was not that impressed with them when they played a real team. Obviously, they took care of business last week against a 11th-less ASU, but their offense couldn't do anything against Texas Tech. Obviously, Texas Tech has shown itself to be pretty good. But 3.5 in a rivalry game on the road, I don't want to be laying that. I'll take the points here. And I do think BYU will win on the field.
I 90% of that I agree with. So BYU as well. Who wins on the field? I don't know. Another one of these. I don't. This Utah run game, Bachmeier. Close. Give me close.
Yeah. I don't know if this is Jeff Sims getting eviscerated last week speaking to me, but I am going with the Tar Utes.
Big game out there in Utah. Big game.
Oh, Utah.
Why is that game? Do we all have night games? We do.
We do all the night games.
And Cairns kicks off half hour early, so that's why he's first. Yeah. We all have night games. We'll have boots at this night game.
Unfortunately.
Kent and his Lions catching 2.5 at Kinnick. Where are we going, Ken?
I do think the Lions will circle the wagons here. Iowa is good. They're pretty good. They played Indiana real tough. Their quarterback got knocked out in it. Gronowski, the running quarterback. I do think he's not 100%, but it does sound like he's around like 80-85%, which it should be spelling trouble for Penn State, which has done terribly on defense particularly against running quarterback. Last week, Preston Stone wasn't really a running quarterback. That still didn't stop Northwestern from averaging 4 yards a carry, down from the 6 yards they were given to UCLA. I'm worried about this defense because they have tried to make adjustments to account for their defensive line and not being able to hold up against the run, and then also with Rojas out, Rojas was erasing a lot of those issues. With him out, it's been very apparent that they don't have what it takes in the middle there with Dom DeLuca at linebacker. They've resorted to just basically blitzing him every time and loading up the box, which has been tough. Northwestern runs a very similar system, both offensively and defensively, to Iowa. Northwestern basically Iowa light, I think. And, going on the road, first game starting for Gronkemeyer, I don't think that's great. But I do think still a little bit of talent on this team. I think they got a little bit of pride. I think maybe the last couple of weeks they haven't really had much to play for, obviously, with the deflating loss in overtime and obviously how UCLA turned out, and then Northwestern, how that went. So I think again on the road, backs against the wall. There's not really much they can do at this point, but play for each other, maybe play for their coach that's departed. They've gone through a lot this week, and I think it's good for them to get out of town, to play maybe the best game of the year for them. I'll take them on the field. I'll obviously take the 2.5 as well, but I'll take PSU here to rally the troops, circle the wagons, and figure out a way to get it done here on the road in rainy conditions, unfortunately.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm pot committed, and I was wondering what happens to my pot now that Franklin's gone. So I'm thinking Penn State still.
And AY needs to continue his as well.
Oh,
that's what I was wondering. I haven't won a Pitt or a Penn State game all year, I don't think.
I'll have to check the tape on my terminology of how funny would it be if I feel like I was saying Franklin doesn't cover, right? Or was I saying Penn State? I feel like I said Franklin.
I think a lot of us were saying Franklin.
I think I'll have to check the tape on that. But I think I was saying Franklin. Look, back before, I don't want to say June, but pre-Oregon. So say middle of September, a month ago. This wasn't, before I got into the whole bit of, it'd be how funny it would be if Franklin didn't cover this one and now this one. This was the spot for Iowa. What's a group of lines called?
Pride.
State's got it.
Ooh.
He's turning back. I just checked. I am 0-12 in Pitt and Penn State games this season. That's incredible.
I got State on the field. Absolutely. We'll have a happy trek home.
Wow. I like it.
I feel really good about that too. Which is good for you because, as we know, the pulse of State is.
That's you. You've got the pulse in the 717.
Now on to my second favorite team, the Pitt Panthers.
Yep, nice win.
Before you say that, I love it. Whenever Pitt is doing something sweet, or like they're winning a game, like last week they were playing Florida State, so like it was kind of like on TV. It was like noticeable. Rance always comments. He goes, "I bet Danberg's fired up." if you're playing like Boston College, he won't say anything.
Yeah.
It's Florida State, so it's kind of bigger. Danberg's fired up, isn't he?
Meanwhile, I'm like a third watching and doing dishes or something like that. As Desmond Reed's just running circles around Florida State. Yeah, it's great to see him back in there. I don't know what the hell's going on. He came out with like a cramp at one point. I think he was puking at one point during the game, but it's just like most of the time he touches the ball, he's certainly going forward or around someone. So that's huge. I sent the picture to you guys of the it's around a pretty old meme now of the older gentleman wearing the same shirt he was just gifted. It's kind of what it feels like after.
So good.
It's kind of what it feels like with the Holstein to what the hell's his name? Heinschel. Thus far with some of the first interception he threw was just an arm punt that probably would have been better than our Nepo punter, to be honest with you, because he's terrible. But the second one you just can't. That's why you lost to West Virginia. It's why you lost to Louisville. Like, you just can't. Fortunately, what did I also add? Gus just decided he was going to go ground and pound the entire second half instead of throwing deep balls whenever 80% of the time the Florida State receivers were either catching it or getting a penalty or drawing a penalty. I don't know why he went away from that approach. It was good. It's good to know some things don't change after 10 or 11 seasons, whatever it's been. That being said, I'm despite the big win, I'm fully prepared for Angeli to come out a la Kirk Gibson and spring the upset.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, I'm just wary. You guys teased me a couple of times about thinking Charlotte. Actually, back-to-back weeks now, thinking Charlotte. I've allowed myself to see what the future schedule looks like. So if they win, there's the next 3 games at Syracuse, home for NC State, at the Tree, and then they play Notre Dame, which they could beat us by 70. I don't care. And then obviously that gets you into a potential round robin situation with going to Georgia Tech and then home for Miami to end the season. So there's that. I'll just leave that there for now because I am by no means.
How about that? Yeah, you guys got a crazy final 3 weeks.
Yeah, and it was a weird start too with I guess two of the first 3 were against some of the tougher opponents. So I still don't know about Louisville. That's Friday, right? They play Miami.
Yes.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting, I suppose. But, Florida State. It's tough, man. It's tough. The writing was on the wall with not Calandria, formerly Calandria. What the hell's the quarterback? Chandler Morris.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I thought you were going to make a reference to our buddy Brennan Astrong.
Astrong as well, yeah. That was the weirdest. That's one of the weirdest seasons when he just went scorched earth and they kind of had the same offense the next year, but went from whatever 8-4, 9-3 to 6-6, and then he's just terrible at NC State. Very strange trajectory. Still, the all-time leader is Jake Browning, but yeah, I think my prediction, I will actually go with I'll try and get my first. Well, if Penn State and Iowa probably will finish first, so hopefully we'll know then. Trying to get my first win between the Penn State games this season. I will say Pitt by 13. I'm losing by 13. And believe me, it was looking like for a little bit on Saturday, that's exactly what was going to happen against Florida State. But fortunately, they would have turned the tide a little bit and pull out the win.
I am going to go on. They're going on the road here, filling themselves a little bit. Syracuse circling the wagons with their backup quarterback. I know they did not do well against Duke. I think Fran Brown's guys will keep it close here. I'll take a 7-point loss for them.
All right.
Yeah, I think I alluded to last week or the week prior. I was just going to take the points in every Pitt game until I abandoned that a minute after I said it. I'm taking the points here. Cuse loses by 10. Pitt is fine. Keep rolling, baby.
What the hell is going on in this Sam Houston State game? Back-to-back blocked. So, sorry, AY.
No, you're right. I saw they were down.
Blocked field goal for Sam Houston. Punt muffed by UTEP inside the 10. field goal attempt inside the 10, blocked by UTEP. What the hell is going? This team is a dumpster fire. I'm sorry, I love you, Zach, but this team is a dumpster fire.
ZP.
Not the offensive coordinator's fault. None of that.
I still think they sneak this out.
Yeah.
I think they come out. I think they steal this one. All right, the nightcap. Well, for us at least.
The night or a cap. The night or a cap.
Florida State plays at Stanford at 10:30. That's funny. Notre Dame host USC, and as of right now, is the last scheduled game between these two.
As of right now,
I don't feel good about everything I've heard for continuing this, which is
So
sad.
Notre Dame joins the Big Ten.
I hope not. Storylines aplenty, obviously, in a rivalry game. Chad Bowden, the Notre Dame GM of last year, is now at SC. He'll be back in town. Notre Dame very actively wants to continue this rivalry. USC does not. So you can see where Marcus Freeman is going to go with this in the pregame. So my cap comes down to two things here. One, the numbers. USC's offense, incredible. Mayava is
very good.
QBR, all the stuff for the passing grades and metrics and QBR and ratings. He's insane. Top 1, 2, 3 in the country. Yards per play for their offense is first by like a healthy margin over, I think, Cincinnati. We have seen Makai Lemon is, again, to use the word, incredible. Lane is awesome. They have two awesome tight ends. They just picked up a running back off the street and King Miller, who is all of a sudden amazing against Michigan.
Walk on from Calabasas, I believe.
Just, this offense is loaded. Defensively, still some issues. Great safeties, but awful corners. So there's keep that in mind. As for Notre Dame, and one more thing with USC, you look at these big boards, the draft stuff. I know it's October, but you got Lane and Lemon. You got the tight ends. On the Notre Dame side, you got Love and Price. You got Raritan. Points should be aplenty here. Some rain in the forecast for Saturday. I think.
Boy, do I know it. Boy, do I know it.
Yeah, boy, do you know it. Yeah, I think it's going to be wet. We'll see if it continues during game time. Both defenses here are up against it. Now you say, well, what about Notre Dame? They gave up the last 3 games, 13 to Arkansas in that offense, 7 to Boise, 7 to NC State.
Rounding into form.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not. It's been better, yes, but I'm not buying it. Miami gets the ball out quickly. So I think the pass rush, which has been better, will be neutralized. And I can go into all this, but my main thing I want to see is Lemon plays in the slot. And he is, like I said, really good. Really, really, really good. What is Notre Dame's biggest weakness on their defense?
Got his work cut out for him.
The nickelback. Devontae Smith, calf injury. Missed last week. Probably going to miss this week too. The transfer from Alabama, he's more of a run stopper nickel than a pass nickel. So they've been playing Dallas Golden, the true freshman. NC State scored 7 last week. How they get it? On an out and go against Dallas Golden. Before that, it was Carson Hobbs or Mark Zachary. You saw the A&M game. You saw that went with a nickel. So they said, hey, Coach Freeman, why don't you put Leonard Moore in the slot? Well, we're thinking about it this week. We'll see if that fits. I don't think he's going to do it. It's going to change the whole complexion of the defense with Schuler and Tay Johnson back there and Christian Gray. Leonard Moore plays the boundary. He shuts down that side of the field. I think you let him there. Put him on Lemon on maybe a crucial 3rd down in the second half if you have to. but don't do it for the full game. USC's corners against Notre Dame's receivers and CJ Carr. I like that matchup. And I mentioned earlier Ashton Craig, center out. Joe Otting in at center. We'll see if Notre Dame's rush blocking can be better because it hasn't been good. Those are numbers. The extracurriculars, last game of the robbery, USC is getting all the hype after last week, and this line's 9.5. I mentioned earlier, stinky consistency. Does that line stink to you? Stinks to me. I don't trust this Notre Dame defense at all. Well, not at all, but I don't trust them as much. But that line stinks. Notre Dame wins.
Sticky high, you mean, right?
Too high. The line's too high.
Yep.
Notre Dame wins this game by more than 10.
I'm going. I mean, I think it's going to be a great game. I could even see a game much like the one last year.
Yeah,
maybe some
absolutely
some antics late.
That's kind of what I'm envisioning, just up and down.
Notre Dame cover, but I will take the points as I did last year in this game with the mighty Trojans.
You've been consistent here. You've been confident in them for this game. I am a believer in Lincoln. I do think that they're better. I think they'll come out fired up here. I think they're, obviously they have not looked good on the road at all.
Yeah, how do you square the circle against Burt? I know they only end up losing by 2.
And we're not talking this year, just this year. Obviously, they had the Minnesota and the Maryland L's last year as well. But I do think I am buying it a little bit on them being better. I think they'll take some of those losses. It really shouldn't have even been that close when they played against Burt. They were pretty bad there. They're lucky they don't have the big nude, the 9:00 kick time, 9:00 local kick for them. So it'll be later on in the day. I think I'll definitely take this 9.5. That's for sure. Is it stinky? Am I taking the cheese? Possibly. Do I think USC could get it done on the field as well? Possibly.
I absolutely, yeah, absolutely could.
I think this will be a great game. I'm hoping they'll broadcast it on the big screen and my game, so I don't need to see my game. I can just watch it there. I think USC maybe falls here late. Notre Dame's due for a close win. They've lost their two close games this year. I think they'll pull this one out.
I would take that, but I would just prefer a 49-14 celebration on the field. But yes, we'll see. I'll tell you one thing. I'm fired up for it though. Can't wait. Locks of the week, Dan. You mentioned yours earlier. Remind the folks.
Tennessee
plus 7.5. I'm up
I'm
next.
I think Bama may still eat that one out.
UTEP scored a tutty.
Yeah, they gave up a 15-yard screen pass, a 3rd and 15 screen pass, and then another screen. This team, I'll tell you what, disappointing.
I am going with let's get your Friday night ready. I mentioned it about an hour ago. Bookmark that comment about rural distractions, going against a rowing boat. To the Gophers getting 8.5 at home.
I like that play. 8.5 now?
Per our consistent ESPN bet lines, yes.
Man, he's getting bigger. I'm going with the team that got boat raced last week by Iowa, 37-0.
Oh, no.
They're going up against one team in the country, and I will fade that team. I'm not going to go with them. I'm going to that game.
Oh, okay.
I will take Ohio State.
What?
Minus 25.5.
If you if you were gonna hold on to your butt for that long,
Oh my! They got stopped on 4th and 2. What is going on? I'm turning it off.
Yeah, I think it's over.
I can't watch anymore. This is too hard, man.
Insert the Taylor Twellman GIF.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
It is.
I am looking at if we closed out here. We're closed out here on the picks.
We're all done.
AY, you mentioned it. We can end on this. You mentioned the 20th anniversary of October 15th, 2005. I've got an article here from 2015 that I'm looking at, calling it the best day of college football ever. And some of these games I did not recall, but immediately reading them, it jumps to memory. I didn't even realize all these were on the same day. Obviously, we had the USC Classic against Notre Dame in the tall grass with the best green jersey uniforms that are out there. We got Mario Manningham, the Jason Avant heel tap catch, Michigan 27, Penn State 25. I mentioned before also that Wisconsin block punt for a win against Minnesota and Paul Bunyan's X. We had Ohio State with a victory, 35-24 over Michigan State, but the fireworks really came at halftime when Michigan State was up 17-7 and trying to kick a field goal. They rushed them on the field. They blocked it, returned it for a touchdown. When they were down 17-14 going into the half, and Ohio State runs away with it in the second half. But that was when J.L. Smith was slapping himself in the face and yelling about the coaches screwing it. Players playing hard, the coaches screwing it up.
Yep, okay.
That's a classic. And then you had I think this is the dawn of the Rich Rod dynasty in unranked West Virginia in the 3 overtimes over number 19 Louisville. A good game there. You had number 4 Florida State getting upset by Virginia as well that day.
Virginia loves to upset Florida State.
They do. They love it.
They've started doing it with Tiki Barber, and they haven't stopped.
Yeah, yep. Well, they were the first ACC team to beat them, I think. They just keep doing it. It happens every couple of years. But yes, 20th anniversary of possibly the best weekend of college football ever, allegedly, according to some.
Okay, there you have it. Thanks for sticking with us for 92 plus minutes. But I mean, it was
never could have seen this coming.
It was a big sode. We had gigantic news. So, for me, AY from the beautiful state capital, the rest of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, to my west, Dberg.
Right on.
Can to my east, safe travels.
Thank you.
Hope your back and neck and upper body is okay from these foreign beds.
Oh, yeah.
And we will see you guys next week with the Week 9 preview. Thanks for listening. Have a good one.